recess. Briefly.
You ready? Okay. We're going to start, and hopefully by the time we get done with public comment, he's here. I'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I'm sorry. This meeting is being held in accordance with the Public Law of 1975, Chapter 231, and adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by a notice sent to the Star Ledger, the local source, and posted in the main lobby of Mr. Bill, and on the Township website. Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for our servicemen here and abroad. Thank you. Roll call.
Okay, Mayor Huber.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Dubois is sick. Committeeman Capadis will be late. Committeewoman Stampoulis is sick. Committeewoman Vasallo.
Here. I almost forgot to say that.
All right.
Caught me off guard.
Proclamations and announcements. All right. The mayor announces the reappointment of Kathleen Flynn as a township representative to the Union County Air Traffic Advisory Board for a 2-year term expiring December 31st, 2019. All municipal offices are closed on Monday, February 19th, in honor of the President's Day. Welcome to the Square celebration, celebrating the rich black history of Springfield. Thursday, February 22nd, 7 p.m. at Chisholm Community Center. And it's supposed to be very interesting. Some of the people have talked to a few gentlemen over there. You wouldn't believe the history that we have in the square. So if you can make it, I'm going to try and make it, but if you can make it, I think it would be very entertaining. And some people who've been here longer than I have probably even know more, you know, would probably remember some of it. The township will sponsor a free rabies clinic on Saturday, February 24th, 10 a.m. to noon at Chisholm Recreation Center. Okay. Now we also have another announcement. The historical Cannonball House will be open on Sunday, February 18th, from 2 to 4. On display will be the letter written by George Washington from Springfield, when he was in Springfield, shortly before the Battle of Springfield. So if you can go, and in 1780, okay. If you can go, it's very interesting. I don't know if you've ever been there. I lived in Springfield, I guess, 30 years before I went there. I should have been there before. And we will have public comment on agenda items only. So does anybody have anything on agenda?
Hi, Jerry Ann Bujanowski, 128 Short Hills Avenue, Springfield. So you know, I have a question about resolution number 2018-71 about the Stop and Shop litigation.
71, yes.
So I'm not quite sure why. I mean, I know that you know, I thought that we weren't spending money on that because it's not really our litigation. I know it's in Milburn. It's been in Milburn for a long time, and so I was under the impression that, you know, not even last year, the year before, that, you know, the administrator before Dia said, look, we don't need any work done on Stop and Shop, and I don't know why we keep spending money on this.
Can I Thank you, Mayor. This matter is in litigation, so we're somewhat limited in what we can discuss. But the township is still a party, an active party, has not yet been dismissed from the litigation. And until such time as that happens, we have to participate, even if it's in a limited fashion.
So every letter and everything, I mean, he has to review all of that stuff. Is that how that works? Or is it just things specific to Springfield?
The matter is currently scheduled for trial, okay. And that's what this appointment is intended to cover.
All right, thank you very much.
And we were advised that if they go to trial, we should have somebody representing Springfield because they could dump everything on us. And that's what we want. All right. Anything else on the agenda?
I just want to announce that Committeeman Capadese is here.
Yeah. You know, everything okay? Okay.
Feeling okay?
Yeah, so you feeling okay? Stay on that end.
Yeah, I'm doing
Yeah,
fine.
comes down
I'm
by
doing
me.
fine.
Okay.
Doing fine.
Okay. Reports, finance?
Sure, I would like to make a motion to accept the total amount of payroll and vouchers for the period from January 24, 2018 to February 13, 2018 of $1,825,532.37.
I'll second.
Roll call?
Committeeman Capadese?
Yes.
Committeewoman Vassallo?
Yes.
Mayor Huber?
Yes. Treasurer's payroll, all right. Minutes and reports?
I move to adopt the regular meeting minutes of January 1st, 2018 as emailed.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. New business ordinance, second reading.
Ordinance 2018-01. This ordinance repeals ordinance 2017-18 and amends Chapter 5 of the Code of the Township of Springfield by deleting Section 5-7.9, no dogs allowed in public buildings.
I make a motion to approve ordinance 2018-01 as read by Madam Clerk and publicized in the local source on February 22nd, 2018.
I second.
All right, at this time, any public comment on it?
You'd be disappointed if I didn't say something. Gail Connor, 18 Richland Drive, Springfield, New Jersey. I'm here because I feel strongly about dogs, as you know, but also it takes a moment. It takes a lifetime, excuse me, to build a reputation and a moment to ruin a reputation. I was raised on that. Therefore, I'm going to state something that I'm sure is plain to most of you up here. I'm sorry Diane Stampopoulos is not here to save face in this matter. We, the township, the residents of Springfield, vote for the committee members because we believe in you as people and ethics to represent us at town hall. Therefore, when we cast our vote and you come into office, you are the judge, jury, and executioner of public affairs for us. You hold the keys to the city. I feel strongly that checks and balances should be in place, that nothing that has gone on with this dog ordinance that I truly believe and don't know and don't want to know started from something personal and escalated. No person in this town, in a township committee role, should be lambasted without spoken to first and held accountable. I am not on anybody's side, I want to make it clear, but as a resident, I am ashamed the way this was put forth and set in motion. I appreciate the standing of people that had the gumption, their respect for the town to say they're sorry. I make mistakes. I have apologized for mistakes. I'm sure I'll make mistakes that I have to apologize for tomorrow, next week. I'm sorry we didn't hear from Diane. I'm sorry that the matter went as far as it did, but it hurt the township residents who own dogs. And there's a lot of people that paid for the rabies shot that shouldn't have. I'm putting trust in you all. I hope you keep my faith, and next time, do not act in such a rational matter without speaking and doing a checks and balances. Thank you.
Anyone else? With that,
Roll call.
any discussion up here? No. Roll call?
Committeeman Capadese?
Yes.
Committeewoman Vassallo?
Out of principle, I will vote no.
Mayor Huber?
Yes. All right. Ordinance 2018-02.
Oh, this ordinance makes changes to some of the fees for the Springfield Recreation Department, Springfield Community Pool, Springfield Pool Camp, and Chisholm Playground Camp.
I move to adopt ordinance 2018-02 as read by Madam Clerk, with publication in the local source dated February 22nd, 2018.
I second.
Any public comment on this? If no one's gone past the pool, you can go past the pool to see what they're doing up there. It looks good, looks great, to be honest with you. Any discussion up here?
No?
Okay, roll call.
Committeewoman Vassallo?
Yes.
Committeeman Capides?
Yes.
Mayor Huber?
Yes. 2018-03.
This ordinance accepts the dedication of Madden Court, a street within a subdivision developed by SPD 531 LLC as part of the municipal road system of the Township of Springfield.
I make a motion to approve ordinance 2018-03 as read by Madam Clerk and publicized in the local source on February 22nd, 2018.
I'll second.
All right, public comment on this? I see none. Roll call. Discussion, I'm sorry. Anybody have any discussion? Roll call.
Committeeman Capides?
Yes.
Committeewoman Vassallo?
Yes.
Mayor Huber?
Yes, all right. You all right? Don't tell me you're getting sick.
No, I'm not.
No sick days allowed, no more. Okay, resolutions, 2018-55, 2018-56, 2018-57, 2018-58, 2018-59, 2018-60, 2018-61, 2018-62, 2018-63, 2018-64, 2018-65, 2018-66, 2018-67, 2018-68, and 2018-69. 2018-70, 2018-71, 2018-72, 2018-73, 2018-74, 2018-75, 2018-76. I have a motion.
I,
By consent?
yeah, I have to make a motion for approval by consent of resolution 2018-55 through 2018-76.
I second.
Okay.
Roll call.
Committeeman Capides?
Yes.
Committeewoman Vassallo?
Yes.
Mayor Huber?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Discussion and action.
Okay. Discussion and action.
I move to approve a request from Community Action to waive township fees in the amount of $569 for permits to modify existing bathrooms to make them handicapped accessible and replace a roof in a group home.
I second.
Roll call, please.
Committeewoman Vassallo?
Yes.
Committeeman Capides?
Yes.
Mayor Huber?
Yes.
I make a motion to approve the request for Hope for Holden, Springfield resident Lauren Weisberg, requesting complimentary usage of Chisholm Community Center on Saturday, September 8th to host a fundraiser, and the township did approve the request in 2017.
I second.
Roll call.
I think that's, is that all in favor?
No,
one-
because it's money.
Right. Committeewoman Vassallo?
Yes.
Committeeman Capides?
Yes.
Mayor Huber?
Yes.
Sorry about that.
I move to approve an off-premise raffle license number 1288 to Springfield Lions Club Foundation, drawing to be held on May 22nd, 2016 at 80 Springfield Avenue.
I second.
That's all.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I have to abstain.
I make a motion to approve the on-premise raffle license 1289 and casino night raffle license 1290 to Temple Beth Am to be held on April 29, 2018 at 60 Temple Drive.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye. I move to approve an on-premise 50/50 raffle license 1291 and on-premise merchandise raffle license 1292 to Ladies Auxiliary of St. Rose of Lima. Drawings to be held on March 15th, 2018 at 201 Shunpike Road.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I move to approve the off-premise 50/50 raffle license number 1293 to JFK Medical Center Foundation, drawing to be held on June 11, 2018 at 201 Shunpike Road.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. I move to approve off-premise 50/50 raffle license 1294 to McNanny Charitable Foundation, Inc., drawing to be held on May 17th, 2018 at 250 Morris Avenue.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I make a motion to approve on-premise merchandise raffle license 1295, on-premise merchandise raffle license 1296, and on-premise 50/50 raffle license number 1297 to PPO Mountainside, drawings to be held on April 6, 2018 at 304 Route 22, Springfield.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye. I move to approve a request from the Springfield Historical Society to waive alarm fees in the amount of $15.
I second.
Roll call?
Committeewoman Vassallo?
Yes.
Committeeman Kapidis?
Yes.
Mayor Huber?
Yes. Do we have any other thing? Nothing else? Public comment on anything?
Before you do that, Mr. Mayor, and forgive me that I was not here in the beginning, and I know that Committeewoman Du Bois is not here. I just wanted to speak very briefly about the Welcome to the Square Celebrating the Rich Black History of Springfield event we're going to have on Thursday, February 22nd at 7 p.m. at the Chisholm Community Center. This initiative was derived from our Martin Luther King Day of Remembrance. After the ceremony and the program was over, we kind of got a consensus of the group that this is a wonderful thing that perhaps we should do more than once a year. So that's kind of what precipitated this event. We hope to have it be the first of many. And if you can come to Chisholm on that Thursday night, we're going to have several speakers talk about the history of Springfield, some speakers who have come, some visitors that we have. We're also trying to involve some of our students to perhaps read some speeches, some parts of famous speeches, some poems, all relating to the month of February and the celebration of Black History Month. So if you are around that night, we encourage all of you to attend.
It's only gonna be like an hour, hour and a half, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
As Eric said last night. So, I told him I said there'd be a lot of history there.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
All right, public comment on anything?
Once again, Gail Donner, 18 Richland Drive. I'd like to make a formal request. I was out walking my dog with my neighbor. She fell, and the police do circle Richland, but he had his windows up. He couldn't hear us both scream to stop. So can you ask them when they're riding around to have their windows cracked so that they can hear the pedestrians?
Chief, okay. Oh, yeah.
Sure. I mean, I can't control what's going on in the radio.
No, you're right. I mean,
But a window crack won't guarantee if he's on the radio, that doesn't mean he's gonna hear it, but I can make that suggestion.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Seeing no one else?
Would like to make a motion to adjourn? Oh, I'm sorry. My apologies.
Again, Jerry Ann Bujnowski, 128 Short Hills Avenue. So you know, yesterday I was at the workshop meeting, and one of the things that came up, and I think you, Chris, talked about it, so did Erica, about the Chisholm, about the playground, about having like a playground monitor. And I want to appreciate the fact that the attorney stepped in here because, you know, it seems really silly to me because you've got kids that are coming out of school, a little rambunctious because they've been in school all day, and the whole point of the playground is to just kind of get all your, you know, get a little bit of the, you know, you've been sitting all day, so you want to get stuff out. So I don't mean for them to be, you know, if they are, you know, harassing somebody, I can understand that, but if they're just kids being kids, you know, having a playground monitor, I don't get it, and I don't get the whole thing about, you know, it seems that we're spending, we at a couple of the township workshops, you know, I hear a lot of, well, let's hire this person, or let's hire that person, and honestly, there's a lot of hires that I'm hearing. It's getting me a little nervous here, getting me a little as nervous as a taxpayer that, you know, all of these extra people are being hired, and, you know, I don't get it. So I caution you to please understand that these are our tax dollars here, and to be a little more prudent with them, so.
Oh, listen, your comments are well received.
Thank you.
I don't think that anybody was hired, and.
No, I didn't say they were hired, but I'm saying you're talking about hiring.
Sure.
You're talking about hiring these people, and, you know, even at the school, it was, well, here you need somebody in the fitness center.
Right.
Well, you know, hold on, there's, you know, I'm not sure why we need all that. So that's why I'm telling you to be cautious, because again, those are our tax dollars, and, I want you to be aware of that, so. All right?
And that's why we appreciate you there, because that's exactly what these work sessions are, for a exchange of ideas, a kind of planning session to talk about ideas, an exchange of ideas. That's what the work session is for, to talk about ideas in preparation for the meeting, not necessarily that they're going to be true, but as discussion items are being discussed.
Can I say one more thing?
Sure.
So you know what, so the thing I have about the workshop meetings is that I've talked to a lot of people, and they don't know that they could come to the workshop meetings. They're a little put out that they have to come to this meeting and to a workshop meeting too. So really, in order to hear anything that's happening in town, you really have to come to that workshop meeting. Because this meeting, most of the stuff's already set. You know, there isn't any discussion here, so if I wasn't here today to tell you about something that happened yesterday, or, you know, I liked, to be perfectly honest, I liked when the DPW came and gave their report. Because quite frankly, yesterday he was, Rob was noticed, or he was, what's the word here I'm looking for? You know, we kind of gave him accolades because he, you know, he passed his test. And, you know, he does a great job around town. And, you know, I'd like to hear what's going on in town. And unfortunately, we're missing that because we're missing those workshop meetings. So that's just, you know, I really think that might be an issue, because then you've got, really, people have to come twice for the same information. Because if you come to the workshop meeting and then, God forbid, you make a decision, you could change your mind today. So, you know, you'd have to really come to vote.
The very same exchange of ideas and communication happens at this public forum as well as the workshop meeting. So the individuals that come and present their reports at prior meetings, most of the general public was here. They were able to hear the department heads and talk about things. It seems like yesterday we were here, I would say, until about 10 o'clock at night. We were here rather late, and there was very good conversation that took place. And then we had this meeting today, and we have you know, it's now 7:40, and we pass a bunch of resolutions. But we wouldn't have heard that particular comment unless the residents came to both meetings and understood exactly what was going on. So in a way, you know, I can understand that some may believe that it's a benefit to discuss, but I can't see why we would be guarded to have that same exact discussion with our department heads here and be able to have the same communication. It's like when you're out in corporate and you have the departments, you know, I'm sure many of you have been in corporate many years. You have the departmency of redundancy department. So you have the department of the redundancy reports to the redundant manager, to the redundant director, and then reports back to the redundancy overseer supervisor. And nobody knows what anyone is talking about. It's like a game of telephone. So that's exactly what happens, and what we've done in corporate many times cut down on those meetings, because that's exactly what happens. It's redundancy through government.
Right. So people are just missing, that's my point. People are missing what's happening. They don't see all the discussion.
Do we put it on the, is it out on the board when we have the meeting on a Monday? Yeah.
Good evening, everyone.
Hi.
Tony Meyer, 106 Central Avenue. I have one of the few houses in town that actually have one of those lucky shared driveways. I'm wondering if there's a possibility of maybe Chief Cook could help with some input. we got 2 tickets last night for being in the, 2 cars being in the streets. My neighbor, she parks her car in the very top of the driveway. We have 3 cars. So one of my sons had his car further down and the other 2 cars in back of him towards the apron. He went out last night and we were sleeping, we went to sleep. He put the other 2 cars in the street while he went out. Before he got home, we had luckily gotten 2 tickets for being in the street past the 2 o'clock curfew. And unbeknownst to us, because like I said, he moved the cars but didn't get home in time to put them back into the driveway. Is there any way that we could go down on record as having our cars just in case it should never, because it happens, you know, often, like, one kid will take a car out and 2 will be out, or 1 will be out, or 1 goes out and takes his keys with him, then we can't move that car.
I had that problem when my kids were home, but I made them, they have to call. If they call the police department, if he's going out, just call the police department, and if I'm wrong, chief, tell me. I mean, they'll put your number on record and say, I live at, 29, this, and they'll know that it's coming in later. I mean, they're very accommodating. All you have to do is call.
I mean, that's exactly what I just said, is that in the past, we have called and not had any problems, really. I said, but this couple times, you know, one son takes the car out, thinking he'll be back in time, ends up hanging out a bit longer than he is at a friend's house, and then gets back and doesn't call. We're sleeping, we don't know that 2 cars got moved out to the street, and then we wake up to a nice surprise. So is there any way of having an adjustment of?
But see, the thing is,
just logged as.
if he just puts, if I say yes, and he puts it on the record, and you get a ticket, I mean, you're gonna come here and you're gonna say, you owe me a ticket, what about this ticket? You have to call. I have to call, everybody has to call, no matter if you.
Yeah, but if we don't know what's in the street, we don't know to call, because we're not awake, and like I said, he went out to meet some friends, ended up hanging out at Dunkin' Donuts a bit longer than he planned on it.
I mean, I can't, the only thing, my kids had a call when they went out. That's it, that's all I can say. I mean, my kids had a call, and you have to call when you go out, because they, they're very good.
I know that, but if you know, what I'm saying, is there any way that we could just have a record that, you know, these 3 cars live at this house, and at some point, when somebody gets home, they'll move them back into the driveway in the meantime. But in the meantime, at 2:58 or 2:30, don't ticket us, give us a couple of, we live there.
Okay.
I mean, there's been times that, we've been watching TV, and we know a car's in the street, and we have one son who's out and can't get the car back in, and we've called, and they are accommodating. But we have to be aware that the cars are in the street. So we just say, hey, look, these 3 cars live here. In the meantime, please don't ticket us. Give us a chance for someone to come home later than the 2 o'clock curfew to get those cars back into our driveway.
We'll take that into consideration.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Dave Hilmenstein, 2006 Park Place.
Speak up, you can't, nobody, I can't hear you.
My apologies. I'm sorry, Dave Hilmenstein, 2106 Park Place. I'm sorry about that. Just sort of mulling over the conversation that happened earlier about workshop sessions and considering that we have this awesome camera system, I wonder if it might be in the benefit of both the committee and the residents to, I don't know, I mean, apparently there's a marginal expense involved in hiring a camera worker, someone to operate the system in there for Monday nights, but I just think if communication and transparency and general greater community involvement is in the interest of this body and in the interest of the residents, then this body might consider incurring that extra expense. So that would be my only ask of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Gail Donner, 18 Richland Drive. Does the sign outside reflect the open committee workshop meetings?
The TV?
Yes,
It does, okay, so.
I asked them some, they asked.
All right, I just wanted to know so people are aware.
It's in the paper, right, it's in, The paper everybody gets mailed to.
It's on the calendar. It's on the website.
It's on the website.
Everybody looks at the website.
They know, I don't know where it all is.
We have to start looking.
I've got one more thing, Tony Meyer, 106 Shore. The rabies shots, that's still on for the 24th of this month? Is that all?
As we said in the beginning of this
Yes.
place, it's from 10 to noon,
At the
24th.
Chisholm School,
Yes,
on the 24th?
yes,
It's still a go.
yes.
Yes.
It is a go, it will be a go.
Okay, thank you.
Okay? That's it? See no one else? Okay.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you for coming. Monday night, when we have a Monday night meeting, it's always informal. You can talk to anybody, you can, say what you like. And you're all welcome.